Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be designing and clear coating our SE headlights. As you can see, this headlight right here has a lot of foggy and blemishes. It's obviously an original factory headlight from day one, and this one here has been replaced, but it's also showing a little bit of wear. Now I did polish these with the 3M polisher, and then I did the mag wheel polisher trick, and I mean it worked for a little bit, but as you can see, it just it's time to clear them. So in our previous video we did the BMW, but now it's time to do this baby here. So I'm gonna go ahead and well, first thing first, I'm gonna kind of explain what I wanted to do. I want to kind of take these headlights and maybe block off an area right here, and when I block this off, I'm gonna leave this clear, but everything else I'm gonna kind of darken it from here, the edge, just to give it a quick little design, and I think it'll look good. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand them down with some 400, because they're not that bad and I've done it before. Once I sand them down, I'm gonna clean them, get them all prepped up. I'm gonna go ahead and tape everything up, and then we're gonna go ahead and do our lining. What we want to do is we want to cover the inside of this with some fine line. I'll show you, and then we're gonna go ahead and do a quick it's called DPC 500. It's a blending clear, and what it does, it'll blend the I'm gonna put some black. It's like black paint with clear, and it kind of creates like a black candy, and it's really nice because it's still transparent. It doesn't fog up your headlight, and it'll look really nice. So then once I do that, like I said, I want to basically tape this whole area out right here, and I'm going to leave the inside clear, but I want to do this right here in black, and all of this kind of like in black with the edge in black. So it'll follow the same edge that's there now, but it'll just give it a little more. See, like right here, it's kind of, I guess it's clear. I want that to be a little darker, so it should look good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with that real quick, and then let's see how it goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some water ready, send it down with 400, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and use the Palmolive soap. Like I said, I love this stuff. This stuff is great. And then we're gonna go ahead and make sure to put a lot of it, enough to degrease the compound and wheel mag that I used, clean the area around there, and then get it ready to go. So let's get this really nice and soapy, and that's kind of what I'm going to do right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and start sanding it down, and like I said, it'll be fun. So make sure to subscribe, hit the like, notification bell, don't ever miss a video, and we're going to do some more cool projects pretty soon. So hopefully it'll look good and it'll turn out alright. Alright, now like I said, we're gonna go ahead and start with this, and yeah, let's have some fun. Now one of the first things that I want to do is to make sure to wash off all the wax and anything that it might have that'll not help with the tape sticking on the edges. This is my element, so I don't think I mind putting tape on there. So I'm definitely going to tape some of it up. Now I would take the headlights off and probably do it a little faster and better, but I don't have a lot of time, and I'm, like I said, I'm trying to update it a little bit so it doesn't look so bad, and later on most likely I'll be able to change it or do something different, but for right now I figure give it a quick little look, something different, you know, to look good. And we're gonna go with that and see how it goes. So that's what we're gonna do, guys. All right, so now that I got this, I'm gonna just wash it down real quick just to get started, and then we're gonna start sanding it down with 400. Now I do have the 400 ready, and that's kind of what we're gonna do, and it's the same process like I did on the other car. You're really just, you're gonna scuff it down, make sure not to scratch the paint. If you think you can do it without taping it, do it, but that's kind of what we're gonna be doing. And you could almost hear and you see how it turns yellow as soon as you sand it? Well, that's all that crap that's coming out, all the oxidation. Now once you sand it down enough, all that oxidation will fall off and you'll get a nice like whitish I guess sanding, and that means that you've already reached the point of where it needs to be. That's kind of a good sign, where I guess you could say you've already knocked down all the oxidation, and that's what we want. And I'll just work my way around until I get both of them done. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright guys, so I went ahead and taped the headlight out, and this is basically sanded down. So I did the other side. I did tape this one because obviously it's my car. If I mess it up, it's my deal. I would typically take the bumper off and do it without the bumper, but like I said, I'm trying to do something real quick and just with, I guess, make it as efficient as possible, and that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand this one down too, because like I said, this is the newer headlight, but since I want to do something custom to it, I want to sand it down so I can match them both. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've already started taping it up. Both headlights are sanded down. This one's pretty much ready. I just got to put the cover over it. I know that it's a bit dull obviously because I sanded it, but once I do the wax and grease remover, I'll be able to spray the Bulldog, which is the adhesive promoter, and once the Bulldog goes on there, I'll be able to see exactly where my lines are and what I'm going to be taping off and what I need to do. So it's getting along. It'll look good. Alright guys, so now it's time to clean with a little bit of wax and grease remover. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and clean it, spray it down, make sure there's no debris, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the adhesive remover. And what that's going to do is, obviously it's going to help the paint and clear stick to it, but it's also going to help me be able to see a little bit, because it kind of creates a clear coat, and it makes it more visible, so it's pretty cool. So once I do this, I'm going to blow it off, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the Bulldog, let that dry, and then I'm going to start taping the area that I don't want to cover in black, and then I'm going to clear everything. So right now we got to make sure it's nice and clean, because obviously we're not gonna have another chance to wipe it down. This is it. So you got to make sure all the debris, any little dust, anything that might prevent this from being perfect. And okay, so that's it right there. So now I'm gonna take the it's a mess right now guys, I'm sorry, because I've been painting and doing these cars. So now I'm gonna take the Bulldog, which is this stuff here, the adhesive promoter. It's pretty good stuff, and then I'm gonna spray it. And the way you want to spray it is you want to spray basically just like you're painting, but before I spray it, I have to blow this off real quick to make sure there's no dust. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Alright, time to get some Bulldog. This is the Bulldog right here, and like I said, it's a really easy spray, because I mean all you're really doing it's just coating it so the paint will stick. And you got to just make sure that it's a really nice coat. Now remember, you don't want to hit it too hard, because you don't know how the plastic's going to react either. So you really just want to do it to the point. Sorry, my compressor's pumping. Pump up the jam, pump it up. Yeah, anyways, so you want to make sure to spray lightly, but enough to where it'll grab. And that's what's kind of what this adhesive promoter does. It helps you basically make sure you're clear paint. Anything that you spray sticks, but you don't want to do it too harsh or too much, because remember, you don't know how this plastic's going to react with the actual material or the chemical. So you want to take it easy. Alright, so that's it. We're going to let it dry for 10 minutes. We're going to come back and we're going to tape off what we don't want to spray. Alright guys, so remember, what I don't want is I don't want to spray the inside of my headlight. I just want to do the outsides. So that's kind of what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and tape off the edge that I basically do not want to spray with black, and that's kind of what I'm going to do right now. And it should look pretty good once I do it, but I got to take my time and do it right. So give me a sec, and then we're going to tape off the inside. So this is the stuff that I don't want to paint. And it takes a little tweaking, but if you take your time, you can do it right. I think I should have did that in one stroke. Let me do it again. It's been a while since I messed with my fine line, so we're gonna go ahead and do it again. Here we go. I think this would be a very hard line right there, so that I'm gonna leave it alone. But this one here, I believe I can curl it, or I could turn it. Just like that. I'm trying to make it as precise as possible. Like I said, most people don't even notice the difference, so I wouldn't worry about it. I'm not really liking this line. I'll show you what it looks like right here. So I gotta try to get that line a little more straight. As you can see, it's a little off, and I know I could do a better job. So let me see if I can do it real quick. Alright, that one's a little nicer. So when you get to these little edges, you want to smash it down really good. Now remember, the idea is that all of this is going to be kind of painted in black. So I want to make sure to cover out my headlight, because I don't want the headlight to be in black. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm doing right now. So take some tape, and you don't want to press the tape too much. You want the tape to kind of flow with you, because if you press it too much, it'll bring the other fine line, and that's kind of what we don't want. So here it goes. You see that? Very nice. And then another thing I might have to do is I might have to get a light. Let me get a light real quick. All right, so the light kind of helps. Oh, you can see exactly what we're doing. Even with the tripod, it's still a big help. That's all I gotta say. So that way I can see exactly my lines that I'm covering. So you see that right there? And that's what we want to cover up. But you got to be careful not to go over the fine line, because then there's no point of using the fine line. And that's kind of, you can do it. Yep. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep going. All right, guys. So that's what it looks like right there. That's kind of what I wanted. You see that? So in other words, the headlight will be clear and everything else is gonna get smoked out real quick. So it should look pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and then we'll go ahead and start spraying. All right, so here we are. One of the headlights is done, and now the other one's done. So they're both done. That's kind of basically what I want. I want the blinkers and the side markers to be kind of darkened out, blacked out, and then the headlight to still stay clear, but to have that line, I think it'll look really good. So this is what we got right now. We're gonna go ahead and start mixing the paint, and then we're gonna go from there. Now the paint that we're using, like I said, I'm using this chemical right here. It's basically a Deltron DBC 500. It's a base clear, and what it does, it basically has it's a blender, and you take this blender and you could add stains to it, candies, you could add a little bit of black paint, and it basically makes it transparent, and that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up the paint real quick. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, one DBC 500, one reducer. And then you put a little bit of black, enough just to like I said, tint it out. And depending on how dark you want it, you can go as dark as you want. I just want have a different lining, and I just want to maybe like a 20% tint to it, and that's what we're gonna do. Now, because this stuff is a 1-to-1 ratio, we need to basically measure up. I'm gonna just go up to like maybe 1-1, since we don't need a lot. So you want to keep the cup flat, and we'll do about 1. I think that should be good. Oh no, hold on, this stuff has a different chemical in there, and I don't want that. Alright, so this is the chemical right here. Go ahead and pour it, and it's about 1-to-1 ratio. So you wanna do about 1, and I know that it might be too much, but once again, some of these chemicals, they're kind of like, they don't, you could eyeball the amount that you want to put on there, and that's cool, or you could go with the mixed ratio. And right now what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get enough just to do maybe a coat or two, but I don't want to waste it either. So that's what we're gonna do. Now I'm gonna do the black. Alright, so I did put a little bit of lacquer thinner, which is basically good. You want to use lacquer thinner, don't use paint thinner. Lacquer thinner is kind of like a urethane. This is the black paint, and the way it's going to work is obviously this right here, it's just a straight up black, and I don't want to put a lot in there because I don't want to tint it too much. But once you start mixing it, you kind of start seeing what it's going to look like, and it's you could see where it's tinted already, and that right there is good enough for me, and that's what I want. When you spray it, it tends to spread out a little bit, so it doesn't really spray the way you think it does, but you could see the tint, how much the tint is right there, and that's what we're gonna do. So let's get going. Now keep this in mind, that this stuff is kind of tricky. The way the light hits it changes it, so sometimes it's good to test it. You see that? You can see how dark it gets, and that's how you want it. You want to take it easy when you do it, and make sure it's an even pattern. So like I said, it's kind of like shooting a candy. If you shoot one area too much, it will get splotchy. You want to do light coats. You want to do too harsh because you don't want it to look like there's a bunch of lines. And that's how you do it. Take it easy. Your tape line right there kind of shows you how dark it is, and that kind of helps you. So that's pretty good. You see that? So it's already getting a little dark, and that's good. Like I said, I don't want it too dark because I don't want, I guess, the visibility to go out, but I think it's going to be all right. You got to do even patterns when you do it, because remember, this is kind of like a candy. If you don't do it right, you will see the color. So that's a good first coat right there, and then we're going to go ahead and do the second. Alright, so as you can see, there is a very big difference now from the first coat to this last coat. So now I'm gonna let this dry for about maybe 5 more minutes. That's actually, yeah, it's still feeling kind of soft. So I'm gonna let it dry, and then we're gonna go ahead and take the tape off. Or maybe we could take the tape off right now. Let's see. But it should be almost ready. Let's see. Alright. So this is the most satisfying part of it, probably. You see that? And you can see the difference there that it makes. Yep. Alright, take this little ribbon. This is why I leave that little ribbon there, so you can just pull it. And as you can see, it's a very nice clean line. But there isn't much difference in the basically outside or the ring, other than now you're gonna have a smoked lens here, and then the smoked I guess lens here. But everything else, it's still gonna stay nice and clean, and the line is very, very subtle, so that's good. It, you know, that's kind of what I was going for, so it looks pretty good. So yep. All right, let's do the other side. Like I said, it looks good. I like it. This is, in, you know, right now there's a lot of light hitting it, but once the light turns off, I'll give you an example of what I mean. Once the light turns off, it'll get darker, and it will look darker. You see that? So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. The lighting does matter, and at night, that's kind of what it's gonna look like right there. So it's pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off, turn the light back on. And then we're gonna go ahead and clear it. It's gonna be a late night tonight, but I wanted to get this done because it was really driving me crazy that I hadn't done it. There it is. And it's getting dark now, earlier, so we're definitely gonna need the lights to be at 100% and on point. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and clear it. I have my gun ready to go in the clear, so hopefully this comes out good. We keep the pressure low so we don't get a lot of dust, and hopefully we could have a good set. Forgot my mask. You definitely want to have a mask. Now remember guys, you want a tacky coat. So you want to do the first coat kind of dry or rough, I guess you could say, just to create something to stick on. The next coat will be a little harsher. Normally I would do the coats a lot harder so it's more slick, but because they're headlights, I kind of want a little bit of orange peel just to give it some strength. That way if it gets rock chips or anything like that, it'll take it. Alright guys, so we got a really nice tacky coat. We're going to go ahead and spray the next one a little harder. See how it comes out. Alright guys, so it's time to take the tape off. It's kind of probably one of the funnest things of doing this. It's like unwrapping a giant gift. I just gotta be careful because it's still not dry, but it's dry enough to start taking the tape off. And I'm gonna wait a little longer before I go inside. Just keep it in the garage right here and let it dry a little longer. But you can see the difference that the clear makes, and then the I guess blacking out the top just makes it look really good. And you can see the difference where the shade is, so it's pretty cool. Once again, this was a long time coming because it was very annoying to see my headlights on this SE look like crap. So it's kind of good that we did it because it started to look really bad. And the thing about these elements, obviously, you know, they don't make them anymore, so we have to do our best to do what we can to make sure they look good and they stay looking good. And that's kind of, I guess, what you could say that what this is. It's just a way to help the element stay looking good. But yeah guys, so it's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and take the tape off, wait a little longer, and then we'll have to wait till the morning to really look at it to see what it looks like. But I think it looks pretty good. Alright guys, so there it is. You can see the difference. It's very nice. They finally look equal. Both of them look the same, so it's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up like that, and then tomorrow morning I'll do another video. That way you can see what it looks like, and I'll wrap it up once we look at it in the morning. I gotta clean some of that crap. I'm tired though, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it like that, and we'll get ready to rock and roll tomorrow. Alright guys, so here it is, and that's what it looks like. As you can see, it has a nice shade on it. It looks really good. And like I said, I was trying to make it to where it wasn't so obvious that we I guess tinted them, but you could definitely see the line, and it's not that obvious because I followed the line that was already there, so it's kind of blacked out, but it does look really nice. And that's what I got right there, so it's pretty good. And as you can see, it's a really nice design. This one came out really good. It's definitely darker, but that's kind of what I wanted, and it looks good, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it like that. I gotta clean it real quick, and then it'll be ready to rock and roll. And it should be dry. Like I said, this clear usually dries pretty quick, and it takes about maybe 4 hours to really dry, about maybe 14 hours to really cure. But yeah guys, that's what I did. So thanks for watching. Stay in your element, be cool. And winter's coming, so it'll have really cool projects going on since it's a little cooler. So make sure to subscribe, hit the like and notification bell. Y'all take it easy out there.